State Fullerton has done it. They've gone from 15-16 to champions of college
baseball. Welcome to the 1,544 Miles to Omaha Podcast, talking about the past, present, and future of Cal State Fullerton baseball.
And he drives this one high and deep to center field. Elliott carry all the way back, and that one is gone! A three-run shot for Timmy Richards.
Ripped through into left field. Suzuki with a hit. Here comes Hunter Harris with the throw to the plate. It's not in time, and Fullerton is on top.
Hit to center. Fellhauer coming over. The Cal State Fullerton Titans are going to the Super Regionals again.
Here's your host, Dave Lamb.
Welcome into episode 63 of the 1544 Miles to Omaha podcast. The summer is over, fall classes has started, and Titan baseball student athletes are now back on campus, and a lot has happened over the summer. We thought it would be best to check in with head coach Jason Dietrich before fall practices officially begin. So welcome back into the show, Coach.
Thanks, appreciate it. It's always good having you and talking some Titan baseball.
So right off the bat, congratulations on the contract extension through 2026 season. It's not often that a first-year coach gets a contract extension. What message do you think that sends to extend your contract through 2026, even after your first year?
First and foremost, I'm appreciative of the gesture that President Fram, VP Tonatson, and AD Jim Donovan did with that. I think it's just showing that they support the vision and the culture we're providing here at Cal State Fullerton, and we're appreciative of that, and we're excited to continuously move forward.
So last time we were on the podcast was right around the beginning of the summer, and you said that the focus for summer was recruiting. Mm-hmm. And how do you think that went this summer for you and the staff?
It's the craziest thing is recruiting is 24/7, whether it's last summer, now, future. It's always going to be about recruiting. So I thought our guys did a good job. Coach Walton and Coach Belofsky are very driven workers. They're hard workers. They get out there and they're always out watching events. And so I thought we attacked our game plan the best we could. We did get in the portal a little bit, but also just seeing what's out there. You always got to look for not just the 2023 class, but now we're just gaining notes and putting our hot list of guys for future 2024, 2025. So it's ongoing, but it was good. Like I said, we're finishing up. This weekend will be our last weekend to go out, but we're still going to be recruiting. But yeah, it was good. It was solid. I like the efforts that were put in, and I like the players that we're getting.
Saw a number of social media posts, and I know not until they officially sign letters of intent and all that kind of stuff, but saw a number of social media posts out there of guys that had verbally committed. Can you speak as a whole as to those that have verbally committed? I know you can't specifically individually, talk on those, but as a whole of those that have verbally come out publicly, are you able to kind of say anything about that class in general as it's shaping up?
Well, it all depends, because like I said, there's so many. It's all different, right? You got the 2023 class. That's what we've attacked. We're going, obviously class to class, but if you see some players that are a little younger and we like their athletic ability and all the things that we look forward, then we're moving forward with those guys. So there's some kids that in the 2024 class have also verbally committed to. So we don't look, we're not trying to look beyond certain things, but we're always keeping our eyes out, and if certain class levels catch our attention, then we're going to start monitoring and following those guys. So 2023 class is solid in our mind. We like what we've addressed. Again, gone with pitching, but a lot of good position players. So it's monitoring our current roster to make sure we look forward to our future rosters and make those changes or get the needs that we feel can help us down the road. So we're excited for all the guys that are coming in again.
You had mentioned that Coach Belofsky and Coach Walden are relentless recruiters and out there working 24/7. But you had a little bit of turnover with some of the other coaches in the fact that you've got a new volunteer assistant, you've got a new director of player development, new director of baseball operations. Talk to me a little bit about the elevation of Jake Pavletich to the volunteer assistant, and then we'll get on to the other ones.
Yeah, Jake was it was a no-brainer for us. He's a hard worker. He's diligent. He's organized. A great baseball mind. So we're appreciative of everything that Danny Benedetti did. But he moved on to do some other things, and then Jake was kind of, like I said, it was the right guy for the right fit of what we're looking for in that position, of all the things that he does. So we've promoted him to that volunteer position, and then we've hired Connor Spencer as our director of player development. Had a chance to coach Connor at UC Irvine and recruit him. Obviously, have followed his career, know everything about him. He's at Tesoro High School last year, but he's coached the Riptide in summer, and he's done, perfect game scouting. So it was a no-brainer to ask him to be a part of our coaching staff. There's some good other candidates that are involved, but he was the one that stood out the most to bring onto our coaching staff just because of those intangibles he brings. Great guy, like I said, great baseball mind. He's fit in great for the last month. We're excited to see him continuously, what he can do to help this program get to where it needs to be, because that's an interesting position, but it's one that asks of a lot of, and so he's excited and been doing a good job. And then Garrett Fisher moved up to Director of Baseball Operations, where Jason Murrieta was our Director of Operations for 5 years. He's got another job elsewhere, but he's still involved in the program. He's still doing things to help us. But Garrett was a grad assistant that moved into that position. Had a chance to watch him work last year, but he's been a part of the program for a while. And so with that, knowing that, and Coach Walton's recommendation and seeing how Garrett works, it was another guy that I felt like he deserved it, he's earned it. And again, he's another guy that's very organized and detailed in what he does, and he's been very great to help us continuously move forward and do the little things of the daily operations, which can be a lot of little things. And Coach Murrieta did a great job, and he helped, kind of mentor Fisher in that position, Garrett. So we're excited to see what he can bring to the table, but we know all those guys are going to do good things for us because of their work ethic and how they go about their business.
So with the on-the-field roles, Coach Bilo was a third base coach. Benedetti was a first base coach. How are you going to be shifting those around and those responsibilities?
Bilo still going to be at third, and Jake Pavlitich will be at first. That's it. Jake will help with the catchers also, help assist Coach Walton with the hitters. Coach Bilo helps with the outfielders, and he's also going to be a second set of eyes for me with the pitchers. So he's moved over to help me also, and it's been great to have his eyes and his thoughts to help our pitching staff, because we have a good amount of pitchers there, and it's always good to have a second set of eyes.
Well, going back to the summer ball out in the Cape Cod League, Zach Lou actually joined Caden Connor out there with the Whitey Red Sox, and Nate Nankill was in the Cape before moving over to the Northwoods Leagues. Talk about some of those guys coming off their summer ball, especially out there in the Cape.
I thought a lot of our guys, even in the Cape and elsewhere in the Northwoods or some other leagues, I thought a lot of our guys did a good job. I thought a lot of guys got innings that needed to. Guys got a lot of at-bats playing, Caden Connor and Zach Lou, and Wally Perez went out there very late, an incoming recruit, to the Cape. And it wasn't just the Cape. Like I said, Northwoods, we had some guys that did really well there with Bobo and Nankiel and Jack Haley and JT Naviak. So it was good to see. Even Josh Hout did a good job there. But, like I said, there's other guys in the other leagues that did a good job. We were excited to see what they did. We have to take that a grain of salt, so to speak, because it's good to get that experience, get those repetitions. Now they have to kind of keep that momentum and confidence in what they learned in summer ball to better themselves in fall and for spring, because like I said, it's summer is a great experience, but also we want to make sure they're maintaining their growth and utilizing that experience to help them better their any facet of their game, but also be ready come spring.
So you mentioned that Bobo was out there in the for the Wisconsin Rapid Rafters in the Northwoods League. He had 55 games, 250 plate appearances, hit just under 300 at 298, had 56 RBIs, 17 home runs. I think he led the league, or I think he set the franchise record for them for home runs. Talk to me a little bit more specifically about Brendan and his performance out there during the summer.
Yeah, I think baseball can be tough. It's a tough ball game, and so as you saw and many people saw, this spring was a grind for a lot of people, and sometimes going to summer ball can kind of take some of the maybe pressure off you, and I think that's what happened to him. I think he just went out there and competed, played, and got confident and found his swing, got the consistency, got the ABs he was looking for, and now it's just where you want them to keep that momentum coming here That's the biggest thing, is not to want to do more. It's just to maintain what you're doing. If you do have a little rough stretch, you're just trusting in the process and do what you need to do. But yeah, he had a great summer. It was great to see him. And like I said, he's come back, with all the returners that are coming back, they're working hard and they're getting after it. So it's been exciting to see.
You said summer ball, you kind of have to take it with a little bit of a grain of salt. How important is summer ball? Is it more like the minor leagues where guys are individually working on their stuff, like a pitcher goes out there to try to find and perfect a better pitch, a certain pitch, or just get more at-bats? I mean, how is summer ball a different animal for you as a coach and a coaching staff to evaluate what they do over the summer?
Summer's unique. Like I said, it could be telling a guy to learn to work on another pitch, to try to don't worry about the result, work on getting out there and just challenge yourself to throw it over and over and over so you can get some confidence and feel for it. Or it's maybe some guys that need to just get more at-bats or defensive work, maybe at a different position. So that's the stuff we want them to experience, and we want them to obviously just learn. And again, it's crazy because sometimes you've seen guys have really good summers and then come back and struggle in fall and spring, and vice versa. Maybe had a tough summer, but something clicks. So it's always about the experience we're wanting them to gain and how they can utilize that to continuously grow, like I said, in their game. And that's where we ask them and keep in contact with them of what they've learned and how it bettered them and what they got out of their summer ball too, their experience, because them sharing that with us gives us an understanding of their growth, maybe their mindset, and not physically and mentally. And then also if it's a good place to play, so we can send more future Titans down there.
So you mentioned that recruiting is a nonstop process, and especially now that the transfer portal is a real thing. A handful of players from last year's spring team, the 2022 spring team, have transferred elsewhere, but like you said, you were active in the portal as well. We talked about Trevor Hinkle from Pepperdine has come in. And then can you talk to me a little bit about the gentleman from San Diego State? I believe I got thank you very much for the roster coming out. Right-handed pitcher from what I've seen online. Tremendous split finger fastball, it looks like. And then also you got another transfer in from Washington, Colby Wallace as an outfielder.
We got a couple guys from San Diego State, JoJo Ingracia and Ryan Folks, left-handed pitcher, and JoJo, and right-hand pitcher, and Ryan. And then they said Trevor Hinkle, and then Colby Wallace. So Trevor's, there's three pitchers. Obviously we felt by doing our homework and watching them on Synergy and doing some background on them, we felt that they would be recruited them pretty hard. Felt that they could be good pieces of the puzzle, and we still feel that way, and they've done a great job since they've been here. As you know, when you go to a new program and you're moving on, we just got to get a feel for them, but everyone we've talked to for all four of those players spoke highly on them. So that's why we're excited they're part of the program. Now it's a matter of just us helping them develop, maybe fine-tune some things. Trevor is the one that has the most experience out of those guys. He was a weekend starter for Pepperdine, so he's got a lot under his belt. I think, it's like anything in life. You just want him to continuously just get a little bit better and fine-tune his craft. But he's doing a great job. And then JoJo and Ryan are two guys that I think have some good potential. They have good arms, some good secondary pitches. Now it's a matter of them going competing and showing us what jobs they're fighting for. So they've done a good job, and we're just at scratching the surface on doing bullpens and getting ready to start competing in scrimmages. So it'll be good to see them. And then Colby, hard worker, man. Like I said, we're excited to see what he can do and help the outfielder. Physical kid that brings a lot to the table. So I think the four guys we brought in from the portal, we're excited to see what they can do and how they can help us. And with I believe official start of fall practices is tomorrow, Friday. Yep.
October, what is today?
October 7th.
Yeah, so October 7th is start of fall ball. What were you able to do in the limited amount of time that you were able to have with them? I think it was 4 hours a week maybe, or something crazy small like that. What were you as a coaching staff able to do with them before official start of practices start?
Well, everything's different. Our strength coach had a game plan for them, testing, and then getting them stronger in the weight room. That was one of our goals. This is our 6th week now, I think, of school. So we've had some time with them. I know it's limited, but there's also voluntary time that they do on their own. So we help them understand what this is what you can do if you want to do it voluntary-wise. But pitchers was a throwing program that we did. Had them do that for 5 weeks to get their strength and endurance, their arms built up where we felt they'll be good off the mound, to understand our philosophy as a pitching staff. Coach Walton goes over his, he breaks it down on how he wants to do his things, from base running to infield drills and outfield drills, individual drills, hitting philosophy. So we kind of go slow and just break down the small details that we feel are right to gradually build up to official practice. On some days we'll do a bunt D, and some days we'll do alignments, some team defensive stuff. We don't throw a lot at them. We just go slowly, kind of step by step, to show them what we're striving to do when it comes to official practice, so we can start implementing a little bit more, but just really get good at the little things we feel are going to help us down the road. And Coach Walton does a good job of kind of detailing that and kind of mapping it out for fall. So excited to see, get out there, not just a limited amount of time now. We can get out there, to be out there hopefully 3 hours a day, give or take, because again, we do have time restrictions when we do start official practice.
Do you find that this year, now that you've been here for an entire year, you're not just coming in the middle of the summer and trying to rush and tie all those loose ends together, do you feel that you've got a better grip on the practice plan and things of that nature from having 1 year as a head coach under your belt? Yeah,
I think last year was just, we were really, everything was moving fast for everybody, and we were just doing our best to evaluate the players and get to know them. Now we have the returners that know us, but it's still an ongoing thing with all the 23, 24 new guys we have. We have relationships with them, but now it's continuously growing those relationships, and for them to get the relationships going with the returning players, and I think they've done a great job with that. So yeah, I feel like slow down maybe a little bit. I think we just feel like we're more under control of how we want to go about the fall and how we want to move forward. So I think that's been the best part, is we can have a lot of staff meetings to continuously move forward and know what we want to do, and not feel kind of we're scattered at times because we've got so many things going on. So now, after a year under our belt, we've taken a step back and started to figure out our game plan. And like I said, it's going the direction I like, and it's still still moving, as you can imagine, but a tick slower for us, which has been good, so we can continuously implement what we feel is going to be right for this fall.
And then speaking of fall ball, we've got you got 2 scrimmages, one against UNLV at UNLV, and then one here at Cal State Fullerton against Washington State. I don't believe Titans have scrimmaged Washington State for a while. I know in 14 they had I want to say a 3-game opening game series in, I want to say 2014, I want to say. But why was Washington State selected as the one? Was it just kind of a scheduling thing? It aligned?
Yeah, no, I know the head coach, Brian Greenwell. He's a good guy. Reached out, and that's what usually happens for the fall games. You kind of talk to people, and he reached out, and this was a while ago, and he goes, we talked for a while, and I go, yeah, he wanted to come out, bring his team. I go, that'd be a great opportunity. And then UNLV came here last year, and then we want to go there next year, obviously, with that head coach, Stan Stolte, who's a great guy too. And then obviously you have Corey Vanderhook, who's a good friend. And hopefully we'll probably keep them going, home and away, just because they're good people, and it's always fun to play them and compete against them.
Do you know, I know when Titans played there a couple of years ago, it was at the Aviators Park. Do you know if it's going to be there or if it's going to be on campus at their normal stadium?
Yeah, I'll be at their normal stadium.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'll be at the normal stadium.
Perfect.
I think we start around 12 p.m. on that Saturday, the 29th.
And then on the scheduling side of things, last year around this time when we talked, you gave a sneak peek as to the road trip out to Ann Arbor. Is there any hints of scheduling that you're able to give away?
I just know it's a competitive schedule. We're excited. We've kind of ventured out. We have a lot of good teams coming in, and we get to go to some quality places too. So, yeah, we're excited. That's kind of the gist of the schedule, to be honest. We're excited about who we have coming in and who we're playing, and we'll have something out hopefully soon, either by the end of this month or early November. Like I said, we still have some things that we got to finalize, but we're excited for 2023.
All right, best of luck with fall ball. Now, when it comes to practices, can we expect to know what days and times practices, maybe fans and people can come out and take a look? Yeah,
we will do our best. We strive for, I think we did last year. Now, like I said, slow down a little bit. We will post our scrimmage schedules. We'll probably tweet that out. But we'll try to be consistent in regards to our just practice in general. So maybe we can get in that consistency of doing every day, but I know at least we'll put the scrimmages and the times that we'll probably start the scrimmage and let people know. But yeah, everyone's always welcome to come out. I'd love to have people out, watch us, kind of get a feel for the team and see kind of what we got going for 2023. So, I mean, the door's always open, come check us out. Love to have people out, especially, we play Washington State here on the 22nd. It'll be fun. We have our official visit weekend there with our 2023 commits, so it'll be good to have a good showing. And it's always that way because this community is awesome and people support us. And we're very thankful and excited, and we're going to continuously work hard so we have a good product in 23.
So what I'm hearing is that all the Titan faithful need to come out for that Washington State scrimmage to show the recruits that are going to be on campus what Titan baseball is all about.
That'd be great. Yeah, we'd love to see that. So hopefully if you have that day open, come on out.
Thanks for listening to the 1544 Miles to Omaha podcast. Feel free to visit our website, calstateomaha.com. While there, you can order an official Cal State Omaha t-shirt from the merch store. Please subscribe to the 1544 Miles to Omaha podcast and share with family and friends. It's easy. It takes just a few seconds. The 1544 Miles to Omaha podcast is an On the Lam Enterprises production and is not affiliated with Cal State Fullerton or Titan Baseball.